Hi everyone, Kim here at Olive City Homestead. Happy New Year. It's January 1st, 2022, and we have survived and have a great new year ahead of us, I'm sure. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. So I haven't posted for a while, a new video. It's been since the beginning of November, and I know that some of you are curious where I've been. I know because some of you have been sending me some private messages, which I really appreciate, though I haven't gotten back to you on those yet. I have been super busy, as I will explain. Those of you who are new to the channel, this isn't a gardening video today, but I will be uploading a brand new gardening video within a week or so, all about my lavender and how it has done in the ground and in pots. This was volunteer lavender that I did a video on about a year ago. Hundreds of little volunteers that came up around my mother plant. So that's going to be a fun video to share with you. But today, just a quick one to share where I've been and what's ahead. First, I do want to thank those of you who have contacted me privately. As you can see, I'm fine. I'm still kicking. Everything's cool. Everything's great. Second, those of you who are new to the channel who have left some kind comments on some of my videos, welcome and thanks for checking out Olive City Homestead. Normally I do post once a week, but I had an extenuating circumstance come up that prevented me from doing that during November and December. But I'm back and planning for many great things ahead. So where have I been? Well, to sum it up in one word, Dad. My dad had a very sudden emergency situation come up with his heart. And on October 31st, he was suddenly in the ER and went through one heart surgery that day. And then 4 days later, he went through a second heart surgery. And since then, he's been recuperating. And I have had to be there with him every step of the way. And that included, being by his side during the surgeries, at the hospitals and at home, organizing his new medications and taking him food and just all the details that go into a recovery from something that serious. And he is doing much better as of this week. He's passed many milestones, and the number of doctor appointments and testing that he has to go through has finally started to taper off. And now my commitment to going out to his place, which is about an hour and a half north of me, is only once a week, with an occasional doctor appointment thrown in, but far less than it was. So I can get back to my normal life pretty much. And he's doing great. So that's a big stress relief for me too. And for him, he has a goat ranch and he's very happy that he's physically strong enough now to get back to taking care of his goats. And of course, there was also Christmas. I have 9 children, 7 of whom are adults and on their own. Actually, my 8th is now an adult too, but she's still in high school, so she's still here with me. And my youngest is 15 and a half. And they, of course, are still in high school too. And I do homeschool, have all my children. So this is my 31st year, I think. I haven't counted lately, but we're nearing the end. It's been great, exciting, wonderful experience the whole way. But it does take some time that I enjoy, but time. And so Christmas with all the kids, most of them came home. I have one daughter who lives in Hawaii now, so she wasn't able to make it, but everybody else was, and we had a great time. And now it's the first week of January, first day actually, as I mentioned before, and that is my favorite time of the winter because in my mind, I somehow have managed to make it the beginning of spring. Now, I know, it's not really, but I live in Northern California, and usually, as today, coming in the window, you can see sunshine. It's usually bright and sunny, at least half the time in the winter, so I can fool myself into thinking that spring is on the way shortly. It's been a little difficult this week because the temps at night have gone down below freezing, which is not normal in Zone 9B where I live. The lowest temps we have in the winter usually are in the low 30s and often far, far higher than that. And so this has been, a little more difficult to pretend spring is coming soon, but I'm still trying. For me, once the new year kicks in, the days are starting to get longer, and I really focus on that because I do suffer with seasonal affective disorder. The darkness of winter really does tend to depress me. And so I spend a lot of time out in the sunshine whenever that sun is out. And I spend a lot of time with bright lights and special lights that help my um, mood greatly. So even though I much prefer spring, summer, and fall, this is my favorite time of the winter because not only am I on the upswing towards spring in my mind, but also in the first half of January, I'm all about setting goals. And I don't mean typical rigid, stressful New Year's goals. I mean plans and dreams for the year ahead. And it always inspires me and motivates me. And I do a lot of thinking about what's been working and what I really want to delve into new and how I want to expand my life. And it's always been a very positive thing for me, or I wouldn't do it. So I'm not suggesting you go out and make a bunch of strict New Year's resolutions by any means. I mean, if that's your thing, sure, go for it. But for me, it's more about dreaming and planning for how I can make some of those dreams come true. So I've been doing a little bit of that today, and I know I'll continue over the next week. One of the things I have been thinking about is, oh my goodness, I haven't posted a video to Olive City Homestead's YouTube channel for 2 months. That's not good. That's not what I had planned, certainly. And yes, I have my reasons, as I shared with you, but where do I want to go from here? Back before this happened with my dad's health, I had actually been thinking of expanding and creating another YouTube channel that was focused on my writing because I am a writer. And although I haven't had a lot of time for my writing through the years, it's something that I want to get more and more into in the years ahead. And I write a variety of things. I used to write for an educational magazine as a columnist, giving advice to people who were homeschooling high school students and encouraging parents to facilitate a love of learning and a passion for learning in their kids. And I do have some nonfiction books related to education in the works, but I also write historical fiction and, sort of related to this channel, nature poetry. So yes, I'd been considering, could I craft a YouTube channel, and would I want to, that focused on my writing and on the content of my writing, perhaps reading some of my historical fiction aloud, a chapter by chapter, or some of my poetry, maybe outside. I could go, say, for a hike in the nearby mountains, and not in the winter, come spring and summer, near a creek, and read some nature poetry. I don't know. I was just sort of playing around with the possibilities back in the fall. Now that I have a breather from what's been going on, I can settle into my new normal. I'm thinking about that again. And after a lot of consideration, I have decided to continue with Olive City Homestead because I do love it so much. I love sharing my fascination for plants and my curiosity and my experimenting just as much as I love exploring what other YouTube gardeners are doing with their land and their dreams and their plants. And we will see what I do with a new YouTube channel. I will let you know how that writing YouTube channel goes if I do get it started, and let you come take a peek if you're interested, although I know it's completely unlike gardening, so no worries if you're not at all interested. So that's about all I have for you, other than to share that I will be posting a video on the lavender very soon. And I must say, I have hundreds of gorgeous lavender plants to do something with. My dad, ever the nurseryman, wants me to sell them, but I don't want to do that. I want to design sort of a lavender wild garden in the front somewhere, and I'll take you along with me as I look at that possibility. And then also I want to do a video sharing some of the wonderful gardening and permaculture books that I received at Christmas, some from others and some as little gifts to myself as I head into spring and make plans for both this place and my possible future move that might happen in a couple of years. We'll see. But either way, I always want to be growing as a more sustainable and a more beautiful world around me for myself and for others. And so I'd love to share some of those books with you, and I will do that in an upcoming video too. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks for sticking in there with me, and I will see you again very soon. Remember, you can create the life you want. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. See you next time, folks.